Right.
छोटीलाल, एक पीछे के उसमें हमने कागज में लपेट के कांच रखा हुआ है। अच्छा, अगर उसको तुम कोई तुम्हारे डब्बे में तुम कांच रखते हो उसमें रख सको तो बहुत अच्छा है।
The shark is the swiftest fish that swims.
एक डब्बे में हमने कांच रखवाए थे ना, वो रख सकते हो उससे। हाँ, सुबह देख लेना, नहीं तो हमने कहा तुम केयरफुल रहना, कहीं पैर ना पड़ जाए।
The shark is the
ठीक है। अच्छा, कितने
swift,
पैसे हुए अभी हमारे? वो
swift,
सुबह बात कर लेंगे। ओके,
swiftest fish that swims.
ठीक
The
है।
speed of the fastest steamer afloat is poor compared to his. The shark जो ज़्यादा fast होती है देना steamer. And is a great gad about and roams far and wide in the oceans and visits the shores of all of them.
क्या
Uh,
कह रहे?
तो
क्या
shark जो होती है बहुत fast swim करती है.
शार्क?
Ultimately in the course of his restless excursions. I have a tale to tell now which has not as yet been in print. In 1870, a young stranger arrived in Sydney and set about finding something to do. Sydney में एक stranger आया, उसने कहा कि कुछ करो. But he knew no one and brought no recommendations, and the result was that he got no employment. अब वो सिडनी में आया, उसको कोई employment नहीं मिली. He had aimed high at first, but as time and his money wasted away, he grew less and less exciting, until at last he was willing to serve in the humblest of the capacities, if he so might get bread and shelter. मतलब उसकी हालत बहुत ख़राब हो गई, उसने कहा कि भाई खाना पीना मिल जाए तो फिर मैं कोई भी काम कर लूँगा. But luck was still against him and he could find no opening of any sort. Finally, his money was all gone. He walked the streets all day and thinking. He walked them all night, thinking, and finally growing hungrier and hungrier. At dawn, he found himself well away from the town and drifting aimlessly along the harbour shore. As he was passing by, a nodding shark fisherman looked up and said, "Say, young fellow, take my line a spell and change my luck for me." मतलब तुम मेरी लाइन पे उसको आ जाओ. How do you know it won't make it worse? I won't make it worse because you can't. It's been at its worst all night. पता कोई एक शार्क फिशर था तो बोला उसने, भैया तुम मेरी लाइन ले लो, हो सकता है भाग्य पलट जाए. तो इसने बोला और बदतर ना हो जाए. तो वो बोला कि भाई पूरी रात ही बैठा हूँ, अभी एक शार्क आई नहीं. If you can't change it, no harm's done. If you do change it, it's for the better, of course, come.
शार्क को हंट करता था।
हाँ, मैं शार्क की एक लाइन करने का. All right, what will you give? I will give you the shark if you catch one. अगर तुम शार्क को पकड़ते हो तो मैं शार्क दे दूंगा. And I will eat it bones and all. Give me the line. ठीक है, अगर मैंने शार्क पकड़ लिया और मैं खा लेता हूँ तो फिर ठीक है, तो मैं उसकी बोन्स पकड़ के मैं खा लूँगा. तो उसने क्या किया, उसने फिर वो शार्क की लाइन वो जो थी वो पकड़ ली. फिर उसके बाद क्या हुआ, अब क्या हुआ, सेसिल रोड्स एंड द शार्क. अभी क्या हुआ, अब उसके बाद नेक्स्ट पढ़ना चाहूँ. हियर यू गो. आई विल गेट अवे नाउ फॉर अ वाइल सो दैट माई लक वोंट स्पॉइल योर्स. अब जिस आदमी ने लाइन दी थी शार्क की, वो उसने कहा कि भाई मैं अब चला जाता हूँ ताकि तुम्हारा लक खराब ना हो. फॉर many a time I have noticed that if they pull in pull man, you've got a bite.
कैसे?
I knew how it would be. Why, I knew you were a born son of the luck the minute I saw you. मतलब क्या हुआ कि जैसे ही उसने शार्क की लाइन पकड़ी, शार्क सामने आ गई. All right, he's landed. It was an unusually large shark, a full 19-footer, the fisherman said as he laid the creature open with his knife. और आया एक 19-footer shark आई और उसने शार्क को लिया. Now you rob him, young man, while I step to my hamper for a fresh bait. अब तुम ले लो शार्क को, फिर मैं जाता हूँ अपने बेट के लिए. There's generally something in them worth going for. You've changed my luck, you see, but my goodness, I hope you haven't changed your own. मतलब जैसे ही ये जो बंदा था cecil रोड्स, इसने वो लाइन पकड़ी, शार्क आ गई और शार्क को पकड़ के 19-footer की शार्क. फिर उसने कहा, अरे वाह. Oh, it won't matter, don't worry about that. Get your bait, I'll rob him. When the fisherman got back, the young man had just finished washing his hands in the bay and was starting away. What, you're not going? Yes, goodbye. But what about your shark? The shark? Why, what use is he to me? What use is he? I like that. Don't you know that we can go and report him to the government and you will get a clean, solid 80 shillings bounty. अरे 19 फुट की शार्क पकड़ी है, गवर्नमेंट को जाके बताओ तुम्हें 80 शिलिंग्स की बाउंटी मिलेगी. ये Hard cash, you know. What do you think about it now? Oh, well, you can collect it and keep it. Is that what you mean? Yes. इसने बोला कि भैया तुम जाके वो कलेक्ट कर लो और अपने पास रख लेना पैसा। बोला अच्छा कलेक्ट कर लूँ और फिर
तो
मैं
शार्क को क्या करेगा?
शाह को गवर्नमेंट को दे देंगे ना कि 19 फुट की शार्क है वो, मतलब पर्सन।
शार्क को उन्होंने मारा फिर एकदम से?
हाँ वो काट लेते हैं ना फिर उसको तुम्हारे। Well, this is odd. You're one of those sort they call eccentrics, I judge. The saying is you mustn't judge a man by his clothes, and I'm believing it now. Why yours are looking just ratty, don't you know? And yet you must be rich. अरे तुम्हारे तो कपड़े चितड़े वितड़े पड़े हुए हैं, पर तुम ऐसी बात कर रहे हो मतलब तुम बहुत अमीर आदमी हो गया। I am.
किसने कहा किसी तुम्हारी कसम किया? अच्छा।
क्योंकि एक्चुअली चितड़े पितड़े थे ना उसके पास फोन नहीं था। The young man walked slowly back to the town, deeply musing as he went. He halted a moment in front of the best restaurant, then glanced up at his clothes, passed on, and got his breakfast at a stand-up. There was a good deal of it, and it cost 5 shillings. 5 shillings. उसने अच्छा सा breakfast लिया 5 shillings. He turned out a sovereign, got his change, glanced at his silver, and muttered, "There isn't enough to buy clothes with," and went his way. At 9:30, the richest wool broker in Sydney was sitting in his morning room at home, settling his breakfast with the morning paper. A servant put his head and said, "There's a sundowner at the door and wants to see you." तो जो
कौन
रिचेस्ट
दे
वूल
दे?
ब्रोकर होता ना,
हाँ।
सिडनी में एक वूल ब्रोकर जो होते ना, वो बैठा था सुबह 9:30 पे खाने के लिए।
वो बुल ब्रोकर क्या होता है?
वूल ब्रोकर मतलब वूल का दलाल। ऑस्ट्रेलिया में वूल होती है ना,
हाँ, अच्छा
तो
अच्छा।
उसका। What do you bring that kind of message here for? Send him about his business. He won't go, sir. I've tried. He won't go? That's why. That's unusual. He's one of the two things then. He's a remarkable person or he's crazy. Is he crazy? No, sir. He doesn't look at it. मतलब वो बंदा जा नहीं रहा क्या रिमार्केबल है कि नहीं है। बोला नहीं रिमार्केबल तो नहीं है। पागल है क्या? बोला नहीं पागल तो नहीं है। He won't tell, sir. Only says it's very important. And won't go? Does he say he won't go? Says he'll stand there till he sees you, sir. If it's all day. Yet he isn't crazy. Show him up. The sundowner was shown in. The broker said to himself, "No, he's not crazy. That is easy to see. He must be the other thing." The broker ने कहा, "अरे ये आदमी पागल तो नहीं है, तो मतलब remarkable होगा." Then aloud, "Well, my good fellow, be quick about it. Don't waste any words. What is it that you want?" "I want to borrow 100,000 pounds. मैं 100,000 pounds जो है borrow करना चाहता हूँ."
इसने कहा?
"Scott, it's a mistake. He's crazy. You know he can't be. Not with that eye. Why, you take my breath away. Come, who are you?" बोला वूल ब्रोकर बोला, "अरे तुम मेरे पास सुबह आते हो, बोलते हो मेरे को 100,000 pounds चाहिए, तुम पागल हो। Nobody that you know. What is your name?" "Cecil Rhodes." "No, I don't remember hearing that name before. Now then, for curiosity's sake, what has sent you to me on this extraordinary errand?" कि भैया 1,00,100,000 pounds के लिए किसने तुम्हें भेजा? "The intention to make 100,000 for you, for as much as for myself, within the next 60 days. मैं आपके लिए 1,00,000 pound बनाऊंगा अगले 60 दिनों में। Well, it is the most extraordinary idea that I sit down. You interest me. And somehow you fascinate me. I think that it is about the word, and it isn't your proposition, no. For that doesn't fascinate me, it's something else. I don't know quite what. Something that's born in you and oozes out of you, I suppose. तो बोला भैया मुझे तो तुम्हारा प्रोपोजिशन नहीं, पर तुम्हारे बारे में कोई ऐसी चीज़ है जो कि मुझे बहुत पसंद आ रही है। हालांकि चितड़े वितड़े कपड़े थे उसके। Now then, just for curiosity's again, nothing more as I understand is, it is your desire to borrow. I said intention. मेरा intention है 100,000 pounds. Pardon, so you did. I thought it was an unheedful use of the word, an unheedful valuing of its strength. I know its strength. Well, I must say, but look here, let me walk a floor a little. My mind is getting into a sort of a whirl, though you don't seem disturbed any. Plainly, this young fellow isn't crazy, but as to his being remarkable, well, he really amounts to that and something more. बोलो भाई कोई आदमी आकर के दूसरे से 1,00,000 pound मांग रहा है, पागल है, बहुत ही रिमार्केबल है, पता नहीं क्या है। Now then, I believe I am beyond the reach of further astonishment. Strike and spare not. What is your scheme? तो ये स्कीम क्या है जैसे तुम मुझे बनाओगे? To buy the wool crop deliverable in 60 days. मैं wool crop को buy कर दूंगा और 60 दिन में 11 months. What, the whole of it? The whole of it. Now, I was not quite out of the reach of surprises after all. Why, how you talk? Do you know what a crop is going to foot up? मतलब तो पता है क्रॉप कितना निका है 2.5 million sterling, मे बी अ लिटिल मोर. मतलब 100,000 पाउंड लेकर के 2.5 million sterling जो है उसमें बिकेगी. Well, if got your statistics right anyway, now then how do you know what margins would foot up to buy it in 60 days? ठीक है ना. The 100,000 pounds I came to get here. मतलब मार्जिन जो है उसने कहा कि मुझे 100,000 pounds 60 days में मिल जाएगा. Right once more. Well, dear me, just to see what would happen, I wish you had the money. And if you had it, what would you do with it? I shall make 200,000 pounds out of it in 60 days. You mean, of course, that you might make it if? I said I shall. Yes, by George, you did say shall. You're the most definite devil I ever saw in the matter of language. Dear, 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 look here. Definite speech means clarity of mind. Upon my word, I believe you've got what you believe to be a rational reason for venturing into this house. तो उसने ये कहा कि आप मतलब मैं क्या करूँगा वूल को अपफ्रंट जो बाय कर दूंगा और जो मार्जिन है मतलब 200,000 मार्जिन पे मैं उसको बेच दूंगा. ठीक है ना. और मुझे $100,000 पाउंड्स का लोन चाहिए. पता नहीं कैसे किया इसने. An entire stranger on this wild scheme of buying wool crop of an entire colony on speculation. Bring it out, I'm prepared, acclimatized, if I may use the word. Why would you buy the crowd and why would you make that sum out of it? तुम buy क्यों करोगे और तुम इतना पैसा क्यों लगाओगे? That is say what makes you think you? I don't think I know. Definite again? How do you know? Because France has declared war against Germany and wool has gone up 14%. मतलब फ्रांस ने जर्मनी से पे लड़ाई किया वूल जो है 14% ऊपर गया है इन लंदन एंड स्टिल राइजिंग. तो सारा मार्केट जो है वो लंदन में है. फ्रांस से जर्मनी से लड़ाई शुरू की है वो. Oh, indeed. Now then, I've got you. Such a thunderbolt as you have let fly ought to have been made me jump out of my chair, but it didn't stir me the least bit, you see. And for a very simple reason. I have read the morning paper. You can look at it if you want to. The fastest ship in the service arrived at 11 o'clock last night, 50 days out from London. 50 दिनों में वो जो शिप था वो बाहर आया. All our news is printed here. There are no war clouds anywhere. कोई लड़ाई वड़ाई कुछ भी नहीं है. And as for wool, why? It is the low spiritedest commodity in the English market. इंग्लिश मार्केट में ये कमोडिटी पे बिकती है. जो ये अखबार आया है 50 दिनों में आया. कोई वॉर नहीं हुई है. It is your time to jump now. Why don't you jump? Why do you sit there in that placid fashion? अब तुम कूदते क्यों नहीं हो? तुम इतना आराम से क्यों बैठे हो? Because I have later news. Later news or come later news than 50 days brought streaming hot from London by the. My news is only 10 days old. आपकी 50 दिन की है, मेरी 10 दिन पुरानी न्यूज़ है. Oh, Manchester, hear the maniac talk. Where did you get it? Got it out of a shark. और मुझे जो थी वो न्यूज़ जो थी वो शार्क के थ्रू मिली. Oh, this is too much. Front, call the police, bring the gun, raise the town. All the asylums in Christendom have broken loose in the single person off. Sit down and collect yourself. Where is the use in getting excited? Am I excited? There is nothing to get excited about. When I make a statement which I cannot prove, it will be time for you to begin to offer hospitality for damaging fantasies about me and my sanity. मतलब उसने बोला मेरे पास शार्क से न्यूज़ आई है और शार्क जो है शिप से ज़्यादा फास्ट चल सकता है. और 1,000 pounders, I ought to be ashamed of myself, and I'm ashamed of myself from thinking that a little bit of circumstance like sending a shark to England to fetch back a market report. What does your middle initial stand for, Sir? Andrew. What are you writing? Wait a moment. Proof about the shark. Another matter, only 10 lines. There, now it is done. Sign it. Many thanks, many. Let me say it says, oh, come, this is interesting. Why, look here. Prove what you say here, and I'll put up the money, double as much if necessary, and divide the winnings with you, half and half. Then I've signed. Now make your promise good if you can show. शो मी अ कॉपी ऑफ द लंडन टाइम्स ओनली 10 days हो, तो मुझे लंदन टाइम्स की 10 दिन पुराने की न्यूज दिखाओ, मैं मानूंगा. हियर इट इज, एंड विद दीज बटन्स एंड अ मेमोरेंडम बुक दैट बिलोंग टू द मैन द शार्क swallowed. मतलब एक आदमी को शार्क ने खा लिया था, उसके पास पेपर था, वो पेपर शार्क के पेट से निकला. Swallowed him in Thames without a doubt, for you will notice that the last entry in the book is dated London. और इस बुक में लास्ट एंट्री थी लंदन, एंड इट इज द सेम डेट एज द टाइम्स. से बर कॉन्फिडेंस दादा देवशलैंड दादा. A clean native German as anybody can put upon paper means that in consequence of the declaration of war, this loyal soul is leaving home today to fight. लड़ाई शुरू हो गई है तो मैं घर जा रहा हूँ तो लड़ने के लिए. And he did leave too, but the shark had him before the day was done. Poor fellow. तो किसी जर्मन को शार्क ने खा लिया था और वो उसके उसके कोट में वो जो डायरी थी उसमें पता लगा. And a pity too, but there are times for mourning and we will attend to this case further on. Other matters are pressing now. I will go down and set the machinery in motion in a quiet way and buy the crop. It will cheer the drooping spirits of the boys in a transitory way. Everything is transitory in this world. 60 days hence, when they are called to deliver the goods, they will think they have been struck by lightning. But there is a time for mourning, and we will attend to that case along with the other one. Come along, I'll take you to my tailor. What did your name say your name is? Cecil Rhodes. It is hard to remember, however. I think you will make it easier by and by if you live. There are three kinds of people: commonplace men, remarkable men, and lunatics. I'll classify you with remarkables and take the chances. The deal went through and secured to the young stranger the first fortune he'd ever pocketed. देखा तुमने?